Oh, bloody turning!
So if you've been following the build so far, you'll remember when we dropped the rear subframe and all the connecting parts that we had to actually leave the central part of the subframe bushes in place on the chassis. The reason for this is they seem to be made out of some instant corrode metal that's welded itself to the chassis and become one with the car. So we had to cut the rubber around to be able to actually drop the rear beam in the end. Anyway, today I'm going to try and actually remove those. Not 100% sure how I'm going to do it yet. Looking from the top, the studs that the central part of the bushes are actually welded to, they seem to be captive. There's no real way to take them out from the top side, so hitting them with a big hammer might not help us. So I think we might have to try a bit of heat and some big grips to try and rip these things off, and they're probably going to come off in multiple pieces. But it looks like a common issue. When I looked it up the first time, it seems like a few people have had this problem, and there's a little top hat on the original cylindrical subframe bush that actually pushes into a slot underneath the car, and this is where it really gets solid and attached. I'll show you now. So here's the one on the passenger side, and you can see that it's just in being left a week. There's a furry corrosion growing on it, which is quite amusing. It seems to be made out of quite a strange metal. Anyway, we'll get it heated up and see if we can remove it. So here you can see the stud that the bush actually goes around. We thought we'd taken this one off on the driver's side, but if you look, it's actually broken the top off, and that's stuck in there. We need to find a way to get that out so we can actually fit some new bushes in there. So here you can see the top side of where those studs meet the chassis. Sadly, you've not just got access to the head of a bolt here, it seems to be captive. There seems to be like a plug, but I don't really want to go gouging away at that because I'm not sure what's underneath.
Let's have a go with the angle grinder. I think if I just cut it maybe there like that. Yeah.
I think you've got it turning. Turn it
I
the other
don't.
way. I do.
Do you really?
100%.
I hope you're right.
Yeah. Oh,
Bloody
look.
turning!
Yeah, but what's that metal bit?
Oh, the whole bloody lot's coming off. Aye,
There you
aye.
go.
That's top bit's not part of the bush, is it? I don't think it is.
Alex,
The hell?
you've
It's
got
out.
it out.
It's out.
So as you hopefully saw, we managed to get the one on the passenger side removed by cutting a few slots in it with an angle grinder and knocking the wedges out with a chisel. And then we managed to get it to spin and pull it out, which was surprising. One thing I'm not sure about is this large iron washer, I guess, for all intents and purposes. If you look at new bushes online, this doesn't seem to come with them, so I'm wondering if that's actually part of the car and shouldn't have come off at all. However, looks like it should be fairly simple to remove from this old bush and put back in place. So before we move on to the one on the driver's side, which actually only has this bit stuck, we're going to try and actually take this large washer off this bush, because that might give us a better route to getting the other one out. That was easy enough. So there's not really much to grab onto here to pull it out, unfortunately. So I think we're going to try and drill a few holes in it to break it up a bit and then prise it out. So now we've drilled it, it's turned into quite a mess, but we're starting to knock chunks out of it with a punch. Hopefully it'll all come out. Well, they do say you're only ever one broken bolt away from a full week's work, and this one has been kind of like that on this side, because it's involved drilling it out and getting it out bit by bit, and it's taken most of the bloody day up, which is typical. The other one where it hadn't been snapped off was much easier actually, but regardless, they're both out now, so that's over with, ready for the new bushes when I put it all back together. Anyway, thanks for watching, and if you like this kind of thing, please feel free to subscribe and hit the like button as well. Thank you.